In this video, I'll be talking about another test in Morden that was done recently. When you're doing a Morden driving test centre, there are various places you can park, as there's not really a parking bay or designated car park for the Morden test centre. Now, any one of you who've been driving in Morden, you will know that I would have been telling you where to park. Again, this is my personal opinion. I like to park where the car wash is, which is on the left hand side, and there are a few parking bays. Some are red route and some are white. And the reason why I like to park here is because this route generally takes you towards Sutton or back of Stonecott Hill, back of St Heliers, Sutton, Big Tesco, all of that kind of side. So I just find this route to be easier than having your car facing towards the town centre. So again, depending on what routes you prefer, choose accordingly. So on that day of his test, obviously he had some road markings, he had some road works over there, so that's where we followed. So at the traffic lights, the most likely route that you probably get would either be left, straight, or right. The ones that I find are common is the left-hand side, turning left at the actual traffic lights. If that is the case, and obviously when there is no roadworks, make sure you position your car on the left, signalling left. However, if you're going straight, obviously no signal, and you would want to go straight ahead. His test was at 12:28, and because it's Christmas times at the moment, there's a lot of traffic towards all the areas. So he's gone ahead, which means he's going to go straight down, and then there's going to be a left turn further down, and that's where he's going to head out to. The speed limit on this road is 30 miles an hour, so he's making decent progress. He's currently doing around about 20 miles an hour, which is decent. And if the road is clear, then obviously you want to go a bit faster and hit the speed limit. Now, it is a downhill, so if you are going and increasing your speed, be wary that your speed will increase according to the gradient. So the road is fairly quiet here. As you're going downhill, make sure you're checking your mirrors. As a general rule, I say every 4 to 5 seconds, but don't get into the habit of counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should be checking your mirrors frequently. Anytime there is a change of speed, change of direction, then you should check your mirrors, whether you're increasing your speed or decreasing it. Your center mirror followed by the directional mirror if you see that there is a hazard to your side. So we've got a zebra crossing, so obviously naturally on the downhill, slow down. Now he's going to be taking one of these left turns coming up, so make sure you're checking your center, your left mirror, and then slowing down enough to take this turn safely. It's a fairly wide junction, but sometimes there could be cars in the corner. So this road has plenty of meeting other cars. So when you're doing this road, make sure you are obviously practicing the meeting. Most of my students that I take for Morden, they would have done this route many times because I make sure I go and practice the area. It's very crucial at that point. You must practice in the area you are taking your test. Now notice here the examiner probably told him to pull up on the left. He did pull up in front of a driveway, which again, where possible, if you can avoid, do it. It could be one minor fault, but more importantly, you don't want to park in front of anybody's drive unless the examiner tells you to do so. So here, make sure you're checking your blind spot. So we do a 360 observation, we then give a right signal, another observation, and then we move off. So all the things that you will be practicing in your lessons, today is the day that you want to show the examiner what you've learned and so forth. So here, as you can see in this meeting road, you want to be looking for passing by gaps where at least two vehicles, you and a car behind you, or even two cars behind you, should be able to stop and then obviously allow cars to pass. Every time you're coming in and out, make sure we are checking our center left and our center right when you're coming out. The speed limit on this road shouldn't be no more than 15, 16 miles an hour when you can get up the road, because it is a tight road. There's plenty of bends that you'll see along this road. So make sure that you are actually checking at all times. It can be busy, depends on what time your test is. So this is good. He's making progress. He's obviously just on this road. The examiner has asked him to pull up a few times already, just to see how he pulls out, and then obviously pulls in. So again, check all your mirrors, your blind spot, and then when it's safe to do so, move off. If there are any cars, obviously wait until you see a safe gap before you decide to pull out. Just driving along here, road seems fairly clear, so all is good. Make progress. Just looking at his speedo, so he's doing about 15 miles an hour on the sat nav, which is decent. As you come here, there is obviously another meeting, so you've got cars on both sides, so approach with caution. This road does lead to a little bit of a bend ahead of us, and this is going towards the back end of Sutton and all of that area. So if you're not familiar with that area, you can be going on these roads and practicing with your instructor as you get along here. So yeah, just driving along. He's making good progress. Not much to say here apart from his drive. I mean, he did pass his driving test. He got 3 minors, and it's quite evident not finding a lot of faults in his position and so forth. So most likely route here would be to turn left. So you make sure it's a little bit on the bend, so make sure you are looking at your right mirror and your right shoulders to see if there's any cars coming. Now here, the road curves to the right, and you're going to start approaching a traffic light where you could be asked to turn left or right. I think here, I can't remember from watching the video originally, but let's just make let the video play, and then we can see where he's going. So if they do ask you to turn right, then you position right at the traffic light, and obviously left if you're going left. If you are doing the right, which I think he is, then this one, only about 2 cars can fit in there. It's an offside to offside junction, and you want to make sure that you end up on the left-hand side. So he's done well here. He's come onto the correct side of the road, and then here is a 40 miles an hour road. So this is the long 40 that goes towards basically the A217 that goes towards Belmont and Cheam and Bamstead, all of that kind of side. So he's got a good gap in front. He's doing about 30 miles an hour, so make sure you increase your speed a bit more, which he's just putting his foot down. I can see about 33, which is good. I would get to about 35, 36. But again, on the video, remember, I can't see the distance in real life. So, he didn't get any fault here. I think he got fault for making progress, because doing a 29 on a 40 isn't really good. You want to make at least 35 or 40 if it's safe to do so. So make sure that you are making progress here. But he has done enough because the examiner didn't feel like he's holding up any traffic or anything like that. So his position is good round here, and he's going to be going, I believe he's probably going to be turning left at the traffic lights, because that's usually, so he's just got his speed to about 34. So this is where it's going to go towards the left at the traffic light and lead towards Sutton Town Centre. So yeah, it's just making progress here. So good drive so far. Hasn't affected anybody. Obviously in the correct lane. So always remember the highway code, always on the left lane unless turning right. So always on the left lane unless turning right. So he's obviously making good progress here. So let just play. I'm just probably gonna not talk much because there's not much going on here, and then I'm going to come back in. So just have a listen to some of my taste of music, and I'll speak to you on the other side. Hopefully you've been enjoying the little music in the background. So this roundabout, they've got the student to go ahead, second exit. So it's a mini roundabout. There is a little a hump in the middle, so make sure you're going around it. Now, at the end of this road, you have a stop sign. So I have done videos on this where I have said on the stop sign, you must make sure you stop. If you're driving a manual car, then you stop there, handbrake into first, and make sure you stop as if it's a red light, and then you make progress. You do your peep and creep accordingly, and so forth. So this is that route where you have the stop sign, so you must stop here, and then slowly you do your peep. So again, I've practiced this route with him many times. So he stopped here, and then obviously he's moved ahead and turned left. So well done. That's what you must do. You must move, you must check your mirrors, and then peep and creep accordingly. Okay, thank you. So here you're going to see the student doing a reverse parallel park. Now, just to briefly go over the routine so that people who are learning with me can benefit from this video. So you're going to pull up next to the target vehicle and you're going to reverse back until door pillar to door pillar and do one turn to the left. You're going to then wait until the front of your car reaches roughly the 2 o'clock position between 1:30 and 2 o'clock, and you're going to do one turn right. And then you're going to clear the car and make sure that in your left mirror the curb has disappeared and you are not a danger to the target vehicle. And at that point you're going to do a full lock right. And that's the reverse parallel parking for you. And then you're going to straighten up the steering wheel.